Well, I've been listening to CDs. This one is by Eric Clapton, and I'm enjoying the media player now that it's working. I bought a couple of flashlight at the market today. Uh, what's today? Today is 14th January. It's after lunch, noon. So I went to the pharmacy and then I decided to buy a couple of flashlights. Let's see here. This one is retail 150 peso. This one is 120. The vendor was saying this is better, it's heavier. Actually, I took them both home and tested them against a firewall to see what's the difference. The recent one. So if you're buying these and this is 150 and this one 120, buy the 120. It really don't matter. There's no difference in performance. I'm going to exchange or change the battery. It's actually seal lead acid. They don't last long, and I've decided to change them using lithium-ion batteries. I haven't decided whether to use this or the cylindrical ones, so I gotta check the circuit. In the Philippines, there's a lot of blackout, otherwise known as brownout. Um, and it's important to have lights because it will get very dark here in the Philippines. After 6, it's dark. It's like turning off a switch. You have sunlight and then no sunlight. So having a plus light available near you is always it's crucial actually to have lights. And I already originally bought a couple of these, and of course the battery died, and they sat around for over a year, and finally I've decided to buy 2 new ones. So I disassembled it. This is actually sealed lead acid, and the power is capacitively coupled with the bridge, and the capacity or capacitor is paralleled with a resistor. And why they would do that? Why they would do that? Parallel the capacitor with three. It's orange, white, yellow. So yellow is 100,000. Let's see, 310, 310K. Let me just check that with a meter. Well, I have forgotten my color coding when it comes to resistor. It's actually white is 9. So 390K in parallel with a capacitor. When you do this, you're actually almost getting 220 volts into the bridge, and then parallel that with a resistor. That's overcharging. So you could potentially overcharge the battery. That's probably why they don't last long. What I've noticed when I've taken the old ones, this sealed battery actually sweat. It's sweat acid. So and you're putting it on your forehead. You could actually have acid on your forehead. Anyway, things like this, they just sell whatever in the Philippines. No health concern at all. So the battery voltage, I measured it to be 4 volts. There's 2 cell, 2 plus 2, 4. And let me just see what the charging voltage would be for this. I'm really concerned when I'm working with live wires. So it's plugged to 220, and of course after the bridge, the battery is directly coupled to the bridge, and it's reading 4.14 volts. Uh, so the voltage is regulated by the battery cell, which is wow. Let's just say this is nuts. So yeah, that's why the battery won't last long. If you leave it alone for say 16 hours, this cell will begin to boil. There's no intelligence to the circuit. This type of circuit would have been like 1960s, 1970s. Shouldn't be done today, but oh well, it is. So I disconnected one of the wire leads to see what the output voltage is after the bridge. I want to see what the floating voltage is going to be. So again, G. So without the battery cells clamping the voltage to the battery level, it's actually reading 332 volts DC. So the voltage of the outlet is 250 volts, or thereabout 240. So 240 times 1.4. Let's see here, that's correct. 240 times 1.4. Yeah, which is 336. Yeah, close enough. Plus or minus voltage. So, I don't know. This is crazy stuff. They're being sold in the Philippines. So I seried the existing components. So RC is created. I could go and calculate the impedance, but I'm just too lazy. So the voltage is dancing around 21 volts. Let me see here. Could I do a manual range? Manual. Yeah, it's about 25 volts. And that's the way it is because it has no load. So let me see if I get a, let's see, put in a capacitor. Well, I installed a capacitor. It's rated for 25 volts. So if it goes poof, it might go poof. Let's see what happens. Well, it didn't go poof. It's actually without load. Again, it's looking at 9.5 volts. So with the RC, with the capacitor across the bridge, plus minus, it's sort of settling down to 10 volts. Let me see if I put a load and see what happens. Here, since I wanted to charge a lithium ion anyway, so I use it as a load. Of course, the battery will clamp it down to whatever battery level it has. Currently, it is 3.6. Let's see over time how high it will get. If it's too slow, I will have to change the R on this. The problem with that is, as the R is reduced, the voltage out of the bridge will get higher and there will be more current. Actually, if I change the C, nah, maybe reduce the R. 390, 200K maybe, if I have 200K. With the R of 390, it will charge the battery for a long time. I mean, uh, a fully dead battery will take days with this kind of charging voltage. Let me think. Well, I think I got some. Let me change the R. So I parallel another 390K. So there's two 390K in parallel. So that would be around 200K. R is 200K, C is whatever C is. I think it's 104 J, 104, 100 nanofarad. So let's see. It would be a good idea to actually measure the current. Okay, I'll do that. Well, I'm measuring current, and it's 0.7 milliamp or 700 microamps. That sucks. That means that the R has to be even less. The problem is if I couple the capacitor directly, no, that's probably why they did that. Oh, so silly. Well, but with the capacitor by itself, the current is 72.8 milliamps going into the battery, which is fairly slow to charge lithium ion. Let me see if I add the resistor in parallel with the RC. That's probably why they did it this way. The problem here is as the voltage gets the full charge, it will force the battery to float even higher, and that's the problem with sealed lead acid. Sealed lead acid. With lithium ion, with a balancer charger, it's safer. I suppose 72 milliamps. I suppose it's alright. Yeah, it'll take forever to charge. I'll have to look into that. Okay, I've added two lithium ion batteries in parallel, and I increased the current into the charging circuit, but safety wise it is what it is. I can't really modify it too much, just have to live with it the way it is. So here it's working. I had to remove the limiting resistors, otherwise it won't come on. So the LED is coming on at 3.7 or 3.5 volts. So it's sucking juice like crazy.